Good afternoon, my lovely ladies and gentlemen. This is the Blockchain Basement. We got BlackRock taking over yet another behemoth of the Bitcoin whales. We got some very scary news coming out of the World War III watch, but some awesome news for our favorite altcoins. We got a stacked show today, quite a show. We got Isaac over there on the sticks hanging out.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Did you have a good weekend, Isaac?
I had a great weekend. How was your weekend?
Oh, dude, I had to fight a lot of plants this weekend. I don't know if you saw I look like the mud monster.
You were the mud monster. It was great.
Yeah, I kind of felt like the mud monster this weekend, but it's been a great weekend. We have a lot of news from over the weekend, some chaos, and if you're following the Blockchain Basement on YouTube, we broke over 60,300 subscribers, but me and Veteran Crypto went deep on some dangerous shit coming down the pipe for the American public, city centers at large. And we at Veteran Crypto came with a pile of receipts. You guys have to be part of the Blockchain Basement Black site to get access to this dangerous information.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that at basement.supplies. Go over to the Knowledge Center, join the Black site. You're going to want to do it. You got to see all of the dark information. I mean, Veteran Crypto laid it down. And this is stuff, my first Black site video was all about warning about what's coming in this regard, but I'm not going to spoil really too much of it. I can't say many of the tag words here on the public YouTube show. That's why you got to support us and get some of that private action here. But make sure you're following us on Twitter as well. My account at Druth Crypto, and also Isaac at Isaac Does Crypto right there. You're looking a little sus in this picture, Isaac. I gotta say.
Why? Can you explain? Elaborate on that, please.
I can't see your face. I can't see. You got to start showing off the Giga Chad chin a little bit more, I'd say.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I'll change it. I'll change it later today, okay?
Well, I know you're going to get unverified by doing this.
For like 2 days. It's nothing crazy.
Flex the Giga Chad chin, bro. It's coming out.
Sounds great.
But we got a lot of stuff, a lot of great companies I'm in conversation with. Shout out to everyone in the chat here. Bad Fox, Benjamin Perez, Johnny December, Penelope's World, Veteran Crypto. What up, my man? Tommy Martin, David Middleton, Sufficient Enough, Luis Armas. Luis, we're going to get back to you this week. I got some plans for you, buddy, and the Deadwood. Shout out to Ink Pirates dropping his support down in the Rumble chat as well. Appreciate you, bro. Crypto O Breezy. Rumble chat's where things get well unhinged, but the market looking pretty boring-ish. I mean, we are seeing a little bit of feistiness out of Bitcoin. Just under $59,000, but look at this. Top gainers for the day within these top 100. XRP coming back, trying to get to 60 cents again. Holy sheep shit on a shingle. It's not dead. Neo token up 5%. Tron up 4.5. Sweet. Up 4.12. Aave, another, oh my God, that is a great move. I like this.
I love it.
And Aave didn't give up much of its gaining. Even with the altcoin pullback, you can see it's still up 21% on the 7-day. Very, very nice. Polygon trying to pop its head out of the ground, showing that it's not dead, 2.64%. Algorand up 2.4%. God bless to those holders. Polkadot here, 1.3%. And Monero 1.6%. So it's an interesting kind of mixed bag. I was out there floating around on my Twitter last night, and I was looking at some stuff. I'll just highlight it here. Where is it? So I was messing around, putting in a long here at 58.2. The trade ended up being pretty good. It wasn't amazing. I closed it out once we got back up into the kind of the 58.9 area. But now I'm snooping around on Blowfin, looking for the next spot to enter. And, I hate shorting in a bull trend. So essentially, I'm looking for just the next sign of weakness or hiccup here to get back down to this volume node here at about $57,400. Keep you posted. And I have to practice patience when I'm out here floating on the Bitcoin charts, the to and froms, the froze, because you can get wrecked very, very quickly. So I use very tight stop losses. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, no skin off my back. And shout out to 2Bit, huge channel partner here, coming in, supporting the Blockchain Basement. They've given the opening for trading bots on their website. And, I'm going to keep it to the end of the show, but they've got access to one of the most bullish picks. And also today, what I'm going to be doing is going over a lot of portfolio changes that I made over the weekend. I made some big moves. So I'll be letting you know what I bought, how I did it and where it might go from here. So Bitcoin, just on the zoom in with the RSI here, we probably got enough juice in the short term to get back up to that 60 spot, but probably going to run into some problems here.
56.4.
Yeah, 56. What is that? 56.4 now? No, it's not.
I know it's not now.
Oh, you think 56.4 is where it's going?
Yeah, I called that, and if I'm
Okay.
wrong, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, right here. You thinking the bottom end there? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not too crazy to think about, man. I mean, you back up. Let's go to the daily just to check it out. Check her out. And let's pull it down a little bit here. Seeing it's 56.4, you're thinking? It's not too out of pocket to look for that, man. I mean, that's kind of the bottom end of those little stab twos. That would still create a higher low. Now, what do we got here? Oh, yeah, hold on. First, this is amazing. Bobby Hill will be 21 years old in the 2025 Hulu reboot. They're thinking about bringing back King of the Hill, dude. Did you ever watch King of the Hill?
No, I never actually watched it.
See, now this is a perfect time to get in, right?
It's a perfect time.
King of the Hill is, God damn it, Bobby. Like, it's ingrained into my soul. So I'm excited to see this, if this actually goes down. Shout out to King of the Hill and Hank Hill. Now, here's some of the big news. BlackRock surpassing Grayscale as a top ETF manager. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has recently surpassed Grayscale to become the top holder of crypto exchange traded funds. This move cements BlackRock's dominance in the growing crypto ETF market, signaling a major shift in the industry. These guys have been hammering into Bitcoin regardless of the price action. Just a reminder, I mean, even through all this downward pressure, your ETFs got released right around here. They rode it up, but they still have been continually stacking. We've seen massive inflows into BlackRock's ETF, particularly through this entire channel. We'll go back here. Where did this thing go? Now, crypto intelligence platform Arkham reports that BlackRock now holds $21 billion in crypto ETFs, just ahead of Grayscale's $21.2 billion. This development highlights the changing dynamics of the crypto investing space. This is from Nate Garassi. iShares Bitcoin ETF has 1 day of outflows since launch in January. 1 day. $20.5 billion in inflows, the top launch of 2024. This is exactly what no demand looks like, right? It's a very, very interesting time to be alive. We see all the bears and all the fudders saying Bitcoin's going to fall. Peter Schiff out there dancing about his all-time highs for gold. And congratulations, Peter. But honestly, it ain't shit to the upside that's left to experience in Bitcoin. And now, since its launch in January, the iShares ETF has been a standout in the market. The IBIT has seen only 1 day of these outflows. Yada, yada, yada. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs have also shifted their holdings. Both banks have disclosed significant positions in BlackRock iShares Bitcoin ETF. And here's something else that is very interesting to think about. Is that Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett, the money masters of the universe that everyone just loves and grovels over for their experience. And honestly, Warren Buffett is one of the best investors I've ever read about or seen on the planet. He's the largest holder of BlackRock. So there you go. You know, they talk about, you know, Bitcoin's tulips or all this stuff. Meanwhile, in the background, he's the largest holder of BlackRock. So they're talking one thing, but they're doing other things. You never listen to what they say. You follow what they do to see where the money's actually flowing. And now this from Quentin 048.eth talking about the Bitcoin halving and just showing you in relevance to how we are performing Bitcoin-wise in compared to the last cycles here. Because I got a lot of people worried. It's over. Altcoin season's canceled. Our bags are going to zero. Get my face out of the way so we can see this. So here we go. Here's the data that we've experienced so far in this current pre-halving moment for Bitcoin. And this is in comparison to previous cycles. In the purple, you have 2012. In the 2016 area, you have kind of the tealish color. And then you have the green 2020 moment here. So really what we're seeing right now is pretty much on par, actually a pretty damn good entry point ability for people that are absolute psychos about crypto, that, you know, have more conviction than a, you know, attention span of a ferret. And it gets a little bit aggravating seeing the people in crypto right now complaining about the bags getting beat down. Honestly, I was very, very thankful to see this price reset, because guess what? I take profits in my investments, and essentially I operate off of a 3x, takes them off the table, a 5x, you take even more off the table, and then I leave the rest as a moon bag to experience the full fruition of the bull market and wait to see those price resets come into fruition, which thankfully we have had over the past few weeks. So I'm sitting in a pretty good position, honestly, and I just rebuilt the bags even stronger. Now this, from Watcher Guru, Italy's second oldest bank, Banca Sella, to offer Bitcoin trading to over 1.3 million customers. We saw this in congruence with American banks opening up the ability for their asset sellers to hit the ground running and talking to their clients about Bitcoin as a potential option for their investment portfolio. And we are just at the very, very front. If you don't know how that world works, they're commission based. They're very aggressive sales people. And there's a lot of people that they're able to reach that me on crypto YouTube or X or vice versa is never going to be able to reach. So it's a very, very telling sign of where this market is actually going. And really, I am still of the opinion that we can breach a $6 trillion market cap at the peak of this bull market. Now, if we go above and beyond that, that is still to be discovered. But I think the velocity we have right now is well on track for it. Check out the overall crypto market cap level. Global crypto market cap at 2.08 trillion. Let's go in here. I want to look at this a little closer. Let's see here. Where do I find it? Market cap, crypto exchange. Because I know we're at 2.08, but I want to find just the overall. Let's look at Bitcoin's market cap, because this is the King Kugla. There ain't no denying. Sitting here breaching up. It breached up to $1.4 trillion not too terribly long ago. This price flush has gotten us down to a $1.16 trillion market cap. Bitcoin in and of itself, I feel like is definitely going to accomplish a 3 trillion. At the current velocity it has in the market, with the earliness that we have as kind of people that found Bitcoin before all these Wall Street talking heads did, the system at large needs to find assets that are up and to the right. And I think that Bitcoin is going to be a big, big part of that. So I think it's 3 trillion, potentially even 4 if things get hyper bullish. Now, Robert F. Kennedy rolled out the idea of buying 4 million Bitcoin. That's insane. And first of all, I don't think RFK is going to win the election. But just the fact that Trump and RFK are talking about a Bitcoin-backed reserve, that is extra fuel to the fire that we got to keep.
They might end up on the same team too.
What's that?
They might end up on the same team too.
I really do think that they're going to end up on the same team. I think Trump's going to take it if we have a selection process, and then he'll give RFK hopefully the DA spot or AG spot. But then I wouldn't be mad if he took over the FDA as well. RFK is a great voice of protection and freedom when it comes to the medical industrial complex. So now we have this. Spot Bitcoin ETF issuer Bitwise expands into Europe, acquiring Europe's largest physical Bitcoin ETP issuer, the ETC Group. Holy snap. Bitwise taking over the ETC out in Europe. The expansion of these financial products for Bitcoin just keeps on giving. Absolutely insane and wonderful to see. Now we have this from Marty Party highlighting that move from gold. Gold did punch up to above $2,500 an ounce. And gold in the past, kind of similar to Bitcoin. I mean, there's been moments where they were very, very intertwined. Bitcoin's been on a downslope. Gold has been ripping. I do kind of actually want to check out where gold is right now here. Let's see. Gold price chart. Bam. 25.4. Look at that. Gold has still been moving to the upside. Dang, girl. Dang. All right. All right. That's pretty crazy to see. And that, it scares a lot of people because we're talking about how many tons of gold China and Russia are buying to try to back up their currency with. I really, really think that, seeing the competition for gold and, flight to quality type assets happening in the background, it's bullish for humanity and monetary systems at large. Now, will they go ahead and screw everything up as BlackRock takes over Bitcoin and Coinbase? I had a good question from our Discord. I can't remember who said it, but he's like, why are you so bullish on Base, Aerodrome, things of that nature? Coinbase is a custodian for these massive behemoths, BlackRock and all of these other ETF organizations that are gobbling up Bitcoin at record pace. And at the same time, before all of that happened, Coinbase got the top spot in America. Obviously, Binance isn't available. readily available to Americans. But we saw the Department of Justice from America target Binance and CZ particularly, get them out of the way and make way for Coinbase to become this massive behemoth. And within that, Coinbase is rolling out the Base ecosystem. Base, powered by Optimism, and within it, things like Aerodrome, Seamless, those are sneaky, sneaky Trojan horses that, in my opinion, are going to act like the Binance upswing of last cycle for our current day and age moving forward. And I'm looking for things that will outperform the rest of the market. The first and foremost place that I go to look for those things is the Base ecosystem for all the reasons I just mentioned. Dude, a tank with spinners. Are we talking about tanks in the chat?
We are talking about tanks.
Dude, I love this. You know, but someone, all right, I need the chat's opinion on this because I have a system. It's a manually driven pump that I could pull gasoline out of downed vehicles pretty effectively with. But someone's trying to talk me out. A lot of people are trying to talk me out of buying a tank.
That's lame.
Because they're like, what if there's not gasoline pumps running? Okay, fine. You know what I mean? Fine. There's no gasoline tanks going, but I got a manual pump. I could go there and just secure the area and go pull some. What am I crazy in this thought, Isaac? Would you go get the gas for me?
Yeah, I'll go get the gas for you.
You'll
As
go
long
get
as
the
I
gas?
could, like, you know, arm the turret.
Well, yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
I'll be in the turret. Maybe we'll set someone up in a ghillie suit watching you with a 30-odd. You'll be all right. You know?
Yeah, we'll be great. We're not going to worry about that. You
this
can't
is gonna be
talk
good.
us out of getting tanks, people.
And you're very
okay?
fast. You
Very
got the
fast.
speed. You got the speed and the youth on your side. So
Oh, yeah. Fastest mile in the entire office.
you're making me feel better about this. I'm still
Good,
on
I'm
my
glad.
tank train.
Tank train.
Nicole Minnis is out there looking on bring a trailer for me as well, because we got to make this happen.
Oh, you will.
Now I got this. The Democratic Party released its official platform with no mention of crypto or Bitcoin. Basically just all of these lies, probably 50 lies in a row here, talking about economic progress. Yeah, sure. The last 4 years, really progressive. Investing in America, sure. That's why you sell us out to China. Good jobs, sure. That's why you faked the jobs report by 1 million fucking jobs. Holy shit. How many lies? Okay, so we've hit 3 things in a row. Small businesses, you mean the one that you crush and consolidate into Amazon because you scare everyone into staying at home and destroy Main Street businesses? Sure. Agriculture. Okay, so just like how you aggregated all of the production of agriculture to the top food producers, sold all of our food production and land out to Bill Gates so he can poison the land with it. Holy God, I'm going to have a heart attack reading this. Fighting poverty. Okay, yeah, I'm sure Philadelphia, New York City, San Francisco look so much better these days over the past 4 years of your reign. And how crazy is it? They've had 4 years to address these things.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
And now they're trying to sell. This is what they're going to do next, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and you're a young kid.
Yeah.
Is there any young people you know that believe in Democrats right now, Isaac? Any?
Mm-mm.
None.
Not one. Actually, I do know one, but she can't even vote. We had a debate, Trump versus Kamala Harris, and yeah, her main reason was because she's a black woman.
Why
And
does
I
that
was
have to
like,
do
you
with
can't
it?
even vote. You make no sense.
Well,
Get
she's
out of my
Indian.
face, huh?
She's Indian. The hyena's Indian.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I was like, her
Oh my God.
dad is not even like 15,
my
20% Jamaican,
This is
but
so
I mean,
insane.
whatever, right?
This is so insane. And I can't even keep, I mean, everything on here is just a flat out fucking lie. It's insane that people are still voting for this party. And, you know, I even saw Adam Cochran. Let's go to Adam Cochran's profile because he had some stupid shit to say about this. Let's see here. Where did he go? Okay. Having been tagged in this by plenty of idiots, let me point this out. Not mentioning crypto is the pivot. So that's the big bullish thing that he can look out for from Democrats when it comes to crypto approach. And meanwhile, on the other side, you have Trump and RFK talking about a Bitcoin-backed reserve. Holy God. Like, this is not a win for the Democrats. Not mentioning crypto, not addressing the failing financial system, the ground which we walk upon. This is not a win. And Biscuit Jesus, I actually just talked to BJ out on the phone just now. He's going to come on. He's dealing with the Chang hard fork, and he is very, very excited with what he's seeing for Cardano. So I'm trying to set up a Cardano specific show with BJ because he's out there. He's still like doing the Magic the Gathering stuff, but he's given me some good alpha on the Cardano ecosystem. So I'm setting that up. But this is not a win. For Democrats to be talking about no mention of crypto is the pivot. That's as good as it gets for you to be ignored, right? It's just so crazy. It will never make sense. Let's watch this. This is fantastic. Here's the hyena. Let's go.
Policies last week. Yeah. Can you explain how you're going to pay for those? And can you give us a sense of what other policies you want to unveil going forward?
Sure. Well, I mean, you just look at it in terms of what we are talking about, for example, around children and the child tax credit and extending the EITC. It's at $6,000 for the first year of a child's life. The return on that investment in terms of what that will do and what it will pay for will be tremendous. We've seen it when we did it in the first year of our administration. We reduced child poverty by over 50%. So that's a lot of the work. And then what we're doing in terms of the tax credits, we know that there's a great return on that investment. When we increase home ownership in America, what that means in terms of increasing the tax base, not to mention property tax base, what that does to fund schools, again, return on investment. I think it's a mistake for any person who talks about public policy to not critically evaluate how you measure the return on investment. When you are strengthening neighborhoods, strengthening communities, and in particular the economy of those communities, and investing in a broad-based economy, everybody benefits, and it pays for itself in that way.
See, again, like, why hasn't these things that she's talking about been done while she's sitting there in power? I don't understand how
She's in office for 4 years.
She's had the chance,
Yeah,
right?
it's
It's so crazy that, and yes, she is probably drunk again. There's been a bunch of verifications from police officers that said they would have arrested her had she been driving on a few of those clips we saw that got the internet on fire. She's drunk again. Nancy Pelosi just goes up there sloshed, and maybe Kamala's just reached that point where she's so sick of dealing with this shit. She's just turned into the bottle. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Now this, House GOP says Biden committed impeachable offenses. Biden family received $27 million from foreign individuals and entities. Great.
This is a Fox News alert. All new this morning, House Republicans finding President Biden and his family received more than $27 million from foreign individuals and entities since 2014. Lawmakers call it an impeachable conduct. Brooke Singman is in Chicago with this story. Brooke, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Ainsley. I obtained a couple.
You know what we used to do with traitors and treasonous assholes in this country?
What do we do?
We used to tar and feather them.
We used to hang them.
Yeah, I mean, tar and feather hanging, you know, this country used to have a spine. Now we just see us complaining about it on the television. It's so incredible. And to be sold out by foreign adversaries right before the third world championship kicks off is just extra dangerous and should really piss people off to the point where I basically want a full refund on my taxes for all the money I've given them. I feel like I deserve a full refund at this point. And that's just, you know, maybe we'll get it. Probably not. Depends though, if we fight hard enough. I wonder how much gold is in Fort Knox. You know, that's where my mind goes. It's like, how much gold is actually there?
We should take a trip to Fort Knox.
You want to take a trip to Fort Knox?
Yeah, let's go do it. And we're going to find how much gold they have. And maybe take a little bit for ourselves.
Dude, have you ever seen Three Kings?
No, I've not.
Oh, dude, here, we got to pull it up, bro. Three Kings.
I'm not a huge movie watcher, to be honest.
Okay, well, I'm giving you the action here. So
hell yeah.
This is it. This is the movie that you must see, Isaac. This is a George Clooney spectacular. I think it's Mark Wahlberg, Ice Cube.
I'd watch this.
You would watch this?
I've watched a lot of military-based movies recently.
Okay.
So that's the only type of movies I watch.
Dude, you got to check it out. Absolutely fantastic. So now we talk about, the Dems project a Project 2025 HQ on Trump Tower ahead of the DNC. Trump has already said he doesn't agree with Project 2025, and they're still trying to shove this down the American people's throat. This is his agenda. This is what he's going to do. If you have blue hair, he's going to put you in camps. But really, you know, what we see, I don't even need to cover this too much. What we see is a cohesive funding process for a new movement. Last selection cycle, we saw the BLM movement just pop up out of nowhere, hundreds of millions of dollars. And then now we see very similar leads starting up new organizations that are going to kick off the same process, but in my opinion, times 10 in this coming selection process. It is absolutely crazy. Meanless wants to get on the show. I know that's you, Meanless, and I'm considering it. You know, I'm here for it.
We
He's
are
an
here for
agent
it.
of chaos. Meaningless he is.
And that's what we stand for here in the blockchain basement.
That's so true. That's so true.
Unhinged, based, all the above. You can
It's
name
so
it.
true.
We are them.
I'll consider it meaningless, and I will never use your new name because I know who you are. Now, here we go. This is crazy. People from Colorado are hitting me up about this. Like my family, a bunch of my family have called me about this. It's legitimately happening in Colorado, Druth. They're taking over entire complexes. Let's have a listen and see what we're dealing with here.
I told you America wasn't ready for the Latin American criminal. Right now, as we're speaking, there are 2 apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado that have been taken over by Venezuelan gang members, right? To the point where they told the landlord, bro, you come around here, man, we're going to take your life, we're going to take your family's life, right? Landlord's scared. Landlord go to local law enforcement and say, no, we could do about these squatters, because the squatter laws, bro, right? He says, man, try to contact the FBI. FBI say, hey, my man, that ain't our problem, right? The Department of Homeland Security said, that ain't our problem, bro. The landlord is just like, yo, what the hell is going on? What do I do? Bro, these dudes are collecting rent on behalf of the landlord in the building. And every single time somebody moves out of one of the apartments, they're bringing in more Venezuelan migrants into it.
How insane is this? To imagine if you owned that apartment complex and it was just taken over by Venezuelan gangs.
All your money's gone.
Like, your money's gone. Your property is going to get absolutely trashed. And, you know, of course, Seth Shepard, who didn't see this coming. This is why I left Colorado, is because we had this idiotic governor in place and all of these processes that were basically making it more profitable to just come into America as, you know, completely disregarding all the laws, don't need to come here with any sort of verification. And then you can usurp and use squatter laws to take away people's literal property and then get paid for that takeover. And, you know, I do want to say this. Immigrants that go through the legal way have some of the best criminal histories in the United States. They are coming from countries that they need to get out of, or they're bringing their intelligence to America. And on average, they have a statistically better criminal record than even average American citizens if they go through the legal process. Now, you flip that, you have open borders for God knows how long, 8 years now, probably. Trump tried to do what he could, but they were still flowing over when he was in place as well. And now you think about, okay, grandma wants to retire in, say, 10 years, right? But you have 20, 30 million additional people coming into the system that are also somehow eligible for grandma's benefits. Yeah. Grandma is going to get left in the dust. That is the sad reality of this situation. This is the fiscal problem with this situation. And it is very unfortunate to think about the people that spent their whole lives working on retirement funds and all these beliefs in the system that they was going to take care of them. And it's going to get absolutely disgusting for the people that trust the government enough to help them retire. I don't think it's going to be happening. And I do think that the system will be completely insolvent by 2035. Bitcoin Bandicoot's stuck in Colorado. I'm sorry to hear that. It is. I mean, I loved the area of Colorado, the scenery. Honestly, the people started off cool like 10 years ago, and they just turned to garbage over time. There's a bunch of like software engineers from California came in and just ruined everything. Yeah. Plus, then it legalized marijuana. And sure, like I don't have a problem against people that use marijuana, but when you legalize it in mass, I saw the society just becomes dull like a butter knife. Like over the course of a few years, now everyone's got these $50 ounces and they're walking around in their sweatpants that are completely covered in dirt, and they don't really have to do anything because they got cheap bud, and it's almost like military grade bud out there. Yeah. Dude. It's very dulling. So now, God, yeah, a lot of people talking about Colorado. The west side of Colorado and the mountains aren't bad, just the east side of Colorado. Shit, that's a good point. The western slope is still very nice. Palisade, I did consider Palisade. It's just so expensive. I had to get out and go to Georgia because, you know, I was in a house that was like $650,000. I didn't even have a backyard. There was no backyard. Like, what is that? You can't have a garden. I had a garden that was like a micro garden, but I didn't really have a big area to really produce food for my family and build that security. Out here in Georgia, 250, no problem, couple of acres. And I'm in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, so it's absolutely fantastic. Now we saw this. Representative Tim Burchett calls for North Dakota lawmaker Ray Holmberg. You hear the North Dakota come out of me right there?
Yeah.
The
North
Fargo.
Dakota.
I got all my family's from Fargo. You know what I mean? Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Well, originally Luxembourg, then Fargo, and then we dispersed from there. Calling for lawmaker Ray Holmberg, who has pleaded guilty to traveling to pay for sex with a minor, to be hanged. So maybe we're getting closer to how we used to deal with
Bullish.
treasonous traitors. Let's see who this asshole is. Let's see if he gives off the vibes in the pic. Let's see what he looks like.
Yeah.
Oh my
definitely
God.
does. He looks like the typical sex offender.
Oh my
that
God.
lives
Who
right
could
down
have
the street.
seen this coming? Look at his eyes. Like, if you see this guy in a lobby with your kids, just make sure you got one in the chimney. You know what I mean? With those, they always have a certain look. You know who else had a certain look like this that I met in person?
I could take a couple guesses, but I want to hear you say it.
Richard Hart.
Ah,
Yeah,
not the guess I was going.
Richard Hart. So yeah, fuck this guy, and hopefully this call for a public hanging actually does take into effect, because you know what? I think that people would act a lot more responsible, and we would see a lot less of these demons if you had a little bit of public hanging. We had 3 ads already. Isaac,
Yeah, I haven't been
come
skipping.
on,
I've
man.
been busy talking and keeping up with everything
son
over
of a
here. So when I
bitch.
see that skip ad button, it's too late. 2
Yeah.
seconds, I miss it. It's
Come on.
okay. I'm sorry. I'll skip them for you. Okay.
All right, I appreciate
Wow.
that. Thank you. With that being said, let's run the mid roll.
The Blockchain Basement is powered by Arculus. This is the world's leading crypto cold storage where you can easily secure, buy, swap, send, and receive all your crypto with a simple tap using 3-factor authentication to make sure to keep your assets safer than ever. Make sure to support the channel. Use code BASE10 and click the link down in the description to get your hands on your security today.
One.
Oh yes.
What the hell happened?
I had to get him with that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you should support our channel. Honestly, you guys, like, we get taken off of the internet quite often by the things that I bring to your attention, and you can become your own bank. You go get yourself an Arculus cold storage wallet. Come on now. Use code BASE10. You can support us. It's like $90 after you use the 10% off discount. These things are very easy to use. Don't be afraid to become your own bank. That's the thing, is a lot of people don't do it because they're like, I don't know how to become my own bank. And really, come on. You can do it. You can do it. I had to get you with that. I love the mid roll. I did go to the Bahamas, and then I came back. I'm a very fast mover. So, have you ever been outside the country, Isaac?
Nope. I have not been outside the country,
Dude,
but I've been up north more times than I can count.
you should come to Barbados. We should go to Barbados. That should be like our bull market travels. That's what we should do.
We should do a live show from Barbados.
That would be lit.
That would be insane.
Dude.
On the beach, just set it up and we'll be chilling.
When I'm from Colorado, I was able to drink a couple handles and still play a show. Like, I had like 2 Jack Daniels handles and still played a show with these Rasta dudes. And then you can go swimming and scuba diving. I rode a turtle around.
Interesting.
It was
interesting.
All right.
Real quick, speaking of, like, you just started talking about music.
Yeah.
We might be writing songs in a very short time later today.
Yeah,
but
we need to get going on that.
We really do. We really do.
We
We've
need
been
to
talking
do
about
that.
it way too long, since like February.
Yeah.
And yeah.
George Martinez, we did a members only stream for Black Site members last night. I'm going to start trying to do the OG members live streams in the morning once again. It's just, I'm handling a lot of things on my own, and there's a lot of potential partnerships and things like that I have to deal with in the mornings. So far, if it calms down and things get solidified, then I can start doing it more. But I really, really want to get back to those morning members only. And for those members only, I think I have to, because that's where I can cover kind of the crazy macro and the war stuff more concisely. But on the Third World Championship, we had this. U.S. is deploying a naval armada unlike any since World War II in preparation for the defense of Israel and a joint coalition counterattack on Iran. So we're seeing a naval buildup that we haven't seen since the Second World Championship happening in the Middle East. But guess what, folks? It gets worse. We also have recordings of Chinese military movements towards the coast, tanks and other armored vehicles that would be needed for the invasion of Taiwan. And no verification if they actually did make it to the boats and the transport systems yet. But I have been talking about this for a long damn time, and it's happening. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge, no, China would never do this to Mark Twain. But in my opinion, there is no ignoring this. They want Mark Twain for the chip production capabilities that country has. Now, Mark Twain is no pushover. There's, I think, at least 1 million members of their military. It's an island with a lot of foliage, and they're very, very acquainted to the potential of having to defend themselves from China, one of the largest military organizations on the planet. But China, a little unpracticed. A lot of people try to say that America's doomed because China. We've been actively in conflict here in the United States for a long time. We just got out of we're not even really out of the 25-year war in the sandbox. You know what I mean? It's just, people kind of discount that practice makes perfect mentality. And plus, it's Space Force. Okay. Have you guys thought about what kinetic energy systems might be floating around up there on those satellites? Tungsten rods, the rod of God, all of those different things. What is Coins Chick doing? Is she distracting you?
No, I'm on top of everything.
Oh my God.
Leave me out of this. I'm on top of my game right now. Okay. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon. We're running the blockchain basement.
Suspect.
I'm not suspect, but okay.
Oh man, this is fun. All right. So now let's just ask you a question. There's a zombie apocalypse. You have to travel 100 miles to safety, but you're handcuffed to one person, but it's one of these three people. It's either Lauren Boebert, Colorado representative, very based, very good with the 2A. Marjorie Taylor Greene, hell of a squat. A lot of endurance, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Or Anna Paulina Luna. I know that she's got a great figure in comparison to other women, but I don't think she's as tactically sound as Lauren Boebert. Marjorie Taylor Greene's probably got a lot more endurance. And man, this is a tough one. I'm torn.
I would break out of these handcuffs.
And let me know in the chat if you had to choose one of these gals to be handcuffed to during a zombie apocalypse. I'm gonna have to go with Lauren Boebert. I think she's gonna have some extra mags. I think that she's going to be a pretty good shot. And I like Marjorie Taylor Greene, great fitness and all that stuff, but I'd rather have the pew-pews and the aim and the experience, like the heavy experience with pew-pews.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm going with Lauren Boebert. Choice A. Pew-pew crew's going with the hottest one. C. My God. I mean, doesn't that kind of make you a target in that situation?
Yeah, kind of. I would say so.
It does. Like, I would think that. Shady Bandito would cut his hand off. Damn.
I'm right there with you. I was like, I'm gonna break out of these handcuffs as fast as possible.
Really?
Any means necessary. Yes.
Cutting your hand off, that's a little extreme. You might bleed out.
Extreme times calls for extreme measures.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'd have to go with A. I'm curious what the rest of the chat would think. I am in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, and I very much appreciate the legislation that she's doing for us, protecting kids, protecting the community. Honestly, Dallas, Georgia is so beautiful. A lot of people count it off as like this crappy little white hood. It's not a white hood. It's a hood for everybody. It's a very diverse hood.
You're in Dallas too, right?
Yeah. Are you in Dallas?
Yeah, I'm in Dallas.
Oh,
I'm in Dallas. So we're not even that far from each other.
What? So. Well, now the band's going to be even easier then. Look at that. So yeah, shout out to Lauren Boebert. She is the one I'd go with. Marjorie Taylor Greene calls people out. That's right. A lot of people torn between that choice. Now this is where things get dark, folks. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. Ex-Google CEO Eric Schmidt turns arms dealer to unleash AI-powered warfare. Wow, that's a weird turn. This explosive venture aims to redefine warfare with $400 AI-driven kamikaze drones. Read that again, $400 AI-driven kamikaze drones. Where did this go? Don't you go away from me. Where'd you go? No, it went away. No, I'm going to find it again because this needs to be covered. This video, I found this weekend, and it basically is a layout of my worst nightmare. Things that, I understand AI is super bullish. It's going to have upward price momentum, yada, yada, yada. It's coming regardless of what you or me want. And now this ex-CEO, and he's on the chair for Alphabet, the Overscope company as well. Explosive venture aims to redefine warfare, mass producing low-cost AI-targeted drones for GPS-jammed environments. So they're going to jam the GPS systems and be able to punch out AI systems in a drone fashion. It's so crazy. I wish this was fake. It's not fake. This is the world we're getting into here.
Basically is to do two things: use AI in complicated, powerful ways for these essentially robotic war. And the second one is to lower the cost of the robots. Now you sit there and you go, why would a good liberal like me do that? And the answer is that the whole theory of armies is tanks, artillery, and mortar, and we can eliminate all of them. And we can make the penalty for invading a country, at least by land, essentially be impossible. Because I've been doing this for the last year, I've learned a lot about war that I really did not want to know. And one of the things to know about war is that the offense always has the advantage because you can always overwhelm the defensive systems. And the systems that I and others are building will do that. Because of the way the system works, I am now a licensed arms dealer. So computer scientist, businessman, arms dealer.
They're just giggling. And he's like, how did a lovely little liberal like myself just finally decide to get into arms dealing, right? I'm going to create basically Skynet and Terminator for you. Surprise! There is no way that this guy just now decided to get involved with this. And honestly, with the upcome of Google and the up and come of Alphabet, it does not sit outside of my mind to think that this did start within a 3-letter agency and then they roll it out to the public so that it's this soft-sided little public interface that everyone will feel comfortable punching all of their personal information into, all of their thoughts, all of the things that they're researching into one aggregated source. So then they have a honeypot of basically everything that you've ever looked at. Also your location, also your habits, right? They have everything in Google laid out. If you use the internet, you use Google, they have it all. And I actually think that this organization started within the 3-letter agency focus. So within that, how am I going to make money to buy tanks? I'm still buying a tank. And now I need nets, though. We need nets. Don't we? If we see these drone things coming out, I mean, here's one thing that I have decided to take more seriously is learning how to evade first world country level drone systems. I am taking that understanding very seriously. What you got?
Did you see the video of there was this Russian truck they were driving through and there's a drone flying overhead and the Russian guy just turns around with his AK and just blasts it out.
That was a lucky shot.
That was real lucky.
That was really lucky
shot.
Badass. Yeah, I saw that video too, and that was, I mean, not often. Shotguns,
somewhat easier.
I mean, you got the spread a little bit, but drones are really hard to hit.
If you go skeet shooting,
what's that?
If you go skeet shooting, you'd probably have a better chance.
Bro, I skeet shoot. I'm very good at skeet shooting, and I still would be worried about that. I used to go pheasant hunting, basically. Like that was a huge thing that I did, and I could turn that place into a bloodbath. But think about kamikaze drones. Another ad.
I know. I'm talking. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying to do everything.
Fair enough. You are talking. Now we're talking about making money, right? I want to make money in the AI sector because I need a drone. I need some 50s. Now I need some net systems, and I want my own drone swarm. Eric Schmidt's AI bombshell. The world isn't ready, but Bitensor Tau is. I just talked about the truth bomb he dropped at Stanford and why Bitensor and Tau are poised to dominate CUDA dominance. Bitensor's CUDA integration is unparalleled performance. Decentralized AI tasks get a massive boost in scalability and efficiency. The scalability is going to be very, very important when you're talking about these massive, massive swarm systems. Optimize libraries for this version large language models adoption in subnets. AI evolution, massive context windows with AI and human-like memory, self-improving AI agents with exponential learning, text-to-action revolution, AI that creates a real-world impact. The AI empire of each subnet being a specialized AI titan. Tau is a fuel for breakthrough innovations, and the Tau token has actually got a very, very good use case within the system. Because sometimes you'll see an amazing decentralized crypto setup and even an AI setup, but there's not much usage pressure on the token itself. So it kind of hurts the value of the token. Tau is not one of those, though. Bitensor's just building the subnets. It's crafting a neural pathway for a digital future. Eric Schmidt talking about the future. There is no, I mean, unless we are somehow, I don't know how we stop Alphabet at this point, bro. Like, I don't know if there is any stopping it. Potensor is building it on the underside. Are you ready? Let's check out Tao's price action here. I'm gonna go see how it's doing comparison to the rest of these tokens. I was telling people it looked good at 150 bucks. Look at that, 283 goddamn dollars. Unbelievable. Look at the violent pullback on this. Let's pull this up on TradingView. This thing punched all the way down to 150 bucks not too terribly long ago. Absolutely incredibly. See that? 160, 162 bucks. And it's sitting here at 283. A very, very violent resurge. Did punch below its health on a shelf momentarily, which is very scary for people to see. But honestly, this thing's upswing. Yeah, this is on my get list still. And I do feel like it's in the range. I don't feel like getting this thing above the $350 mark because of these initial pump 2 moments. And honestly, it's not going to make up a huge portion of my portfolio particularly, but I view this as a pretty good opportunity zone for the Tau token in and of itself. Now, another one that I feel extremely bullish on is Flux. Look at what the Flux is up to today. Holy snap. It pumped up by just this morning. Let's go to TradingView because Flux is coming out swinging. We have a very, very violent upswing to this project. Let's do a quick measurement from, I mean, if you measure it from the death spiral, up 52%, right? But this morning, it showed some great signs of life. And really, I mean, just in the short term, up 32%. Now, Flux is kind of hard to get a hold of. And this is where one of the channel partners of ours here in the blockchain basement is very special. 2bit. 2bit provides access to the Flux token to buy a spot. So this is where I'm building out my 2bit Flux portfolio. I'm very, very excited to have access to this project because Flux is going to be one of those very surprising AI projects that will leave people just begging and wishing for a pullback. It is number 186 right now in terms of market cap at a $200 million market cap. And a lot of the supply is already out. Flux is a sleeper, folks. And so that is what I'm going to be looking at. I was so pissed at myself because on the weekend I was buying, I'm going to tell you all the other cryptos I bought with ICP profits. I changed some profits that I had from ICP into other projects. I still hold some ICP, trust me, but I had to get more exposure to a couple particular ones. Flux was on that list. And I still need to do it. I had something come up where I had to deal with the kiddos. They started going nuts. And I had already gotten through like 5 different tokens that I hammered into. But Flux up 17% on the day. This is the stuff that just makes you cry. At least I know where to look and what's going to be looking good. And honestly, you know, if I'm looking at this thing forest through the trees here, it's already had its massive pullback. Like what we just experienced in this 48 cent range, that was it. Because this is original pump 2 fall down to moment right there. Nearly got there on this pullback, but it was recently trading at $1.64 a token in March of 2024. Now we have another NVIDIA conference coming up March of 2025. And I don't think that AI tokens are done with the pump. I think that a lot of people thinking the top is it, it's over with. They're forgetting something very, very important in relevance to cycles. I'll just show you an example through AVAX, okay? So we go here, go to the all-time here. So we have the halving of Bitcoin last cycle. It was May of 2020. And right about here in relativity, we're August. So kind of similar to this level. Avalanche was trading at $4 a token. And I remember the sentiment. A lot of people were like, wow, this is a new project, super fun. But I don't know if I chose the right project because we're pulling back. Look what happened to it. Let's just zoom in on it. You had the initial release of the token at $5.32. I remember watching people complaining about the price action. Oh my God, I made a mistake. I didn't do the right thing. And then boom. And the rest is history for AVAX. Now, in relativity, I'm showing you this because this zoomed in portion is very equivalent to what we see with top layer 1 projects and very, very good projects right now that are altcoins that are still fighting the Bitcoin dominance. Here's the Bitcoin dominance. Still cooking to the north side, sitting at 56.7% right now. And I keep showing people, for anyone that's new to crypto or just getting involved with this, both of these halvings have very, very similar statistical data on them. From the time frame of the halving to the fall off of Bitcoin dominance, it takes right around 231 days each single freaking one. So you go right here, bam, just show you that for context. Right now, we are only about 125 days post halving. Let's see here, right about 112, 120 days. So essentially, I'm going to stop buying altcoins right there. So it'd be November 25th. And look at that. It lines up with the election. Holy cow. Weird, right? Super weird how that works out. So honestly, I'm treating any action of bearishness or price weakness as an opportunity up until November 25th. And then my bags are packed. I got what I got, and we'll see how high they can go into the bull market of 2025. Flux, though, this one I need to build a nice juicy bag of. It's not too high on the market cap rating. It's only like a $200 million market cap, which I like. It gives it upward trajectory, very strong upward trajectory. And there's even more coming for Flux. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but they are building out basically a system that will be able to plug into your browser and actively monitor all the information, all the video that you're looking at, and tell you if it is AI generated or if it is not. And it's going to do this within a very, very good accuracy rating. I talked to some of the founders out there in Bitcoin Nashville. These guys are building an absolute behemoth on the underside. So don't miss out on that. And you can get access to it once again on 2bit. You can use our referral code and our link down in the description to get yourself access to 2bit and get your hands on some Flux. So now look at this. MetaMask adding support for Cardano. MetaMask users can now install Cardano Wallet Snap to create a Cardano Wallet account in MetaMask. With the Snap, MetaMask users can manage Cardano tokens and NFTs, use the Cardano dApps, swap EVM assets like ETH for Cardano directly. That is fucking bullish.
Oh, yeah.
And stake ADA directly on there. And this is the type of stuff we need to see in crypto markets. Like I even saw... where was it? Here. I shared it on my profile. Masari gave a shout out to Polkadot, reducing entry barriers and resource inefficiencies with agile core time, elastic scaling, and asynchronous backing. The current slot auction model will be replaced by more flexible on-demand and bulk options for purchasing block space. Now, this is the type of conversation and build out that we really, really need to see for crypto to hit this mainstream adoption dream that everyone has. They want to sit here and throw tomatoes from their isolated camps. The maximalism within any particular crypto project drives me absolutely crazy, because all these systems need to find a way to work together for a true Web3 infrastructure to be laid out to the mainstream public. There is no getting around that. There is not a one winner takes all situation for this. The world at large and the economy at large is this gargantuan ecosystem of all of these different systems operating and communicating with each other. And if we want crypto to be a true competitor to that, we need to foster cooperation between blockchains. Simple as that. So now we have this Trump token. I think that they've got something pretty big up their sleeve that they're going to be announcing. I don't know what it is. I'm still holding my Trump token bag. I'm going to be, holding on to this thing all the way into the election season and even beyond. But I am keeping a close eye on this, and I'm going to be joining the Trump token space on Tuesday this week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hop in there and support. Just a very base team. Now this, I remember I caught some shit because I said, get out of GeoBoat, I'm getting out. I hate this token now. Well, it's truly died. Okay, so let's just go to Dex Screener and see. God, this guy is terrifying. Oh my God. That guy's going to give me nightmares. What is this? I don't know. Oh my God.
I don't really care that much.
It's horrible. All right, so Bowden, how are you doing, Bowden? Because this is where we saw the, people that were even really intelligent with crypto. They were like trying to chase these dragons around in meme coin realm. And I never put more than a fraction of a percent of my portfolio into these things. And here's why. Because the fun times are real good. And just for context, this thing pumped by, Johnny was even looking at this thing. He had a small bag back here. This thing pumped up to, what was it? It pumped up by 97,000%. Okay. up by 97,000%. But since then, problems have arisen. Since the peak, it is now down by 98.5%, right? So these are things to keep in mind. The lifespan of most meme tokens is very, very short, hence why I only want to look at a few meme tokens at this point, and one of them is Trump token. So looking at this, Optimism Foundation disabling permissionless fraud proofs, planning a hard fork following security audits. Oh boy. We got a rollout of permissionless fraud proofs, a mechanism also known as fault proofs that allows users to contest potentially fraudulent or incorrect transactions on L2 networks, was a significant achievement for the EVM-based ecosystem. Unlike with permissioned fraud proofs, where trusted proposers are the only ones with the ability to contest transactions, permissionless fraud proofs open up that mechanism to all users. With the development, Optimism could claim to reach the stage 1 decentralization levels as outlined by Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin. Stage 1 or limited to training wheels requires that a layer 2 network has a functioning fraud-proof system through a multisig of trusted parties that could reserve the ability to override the system should any bugs be identified or exploited. However, just over 2 months after the permissionless fraud proofs went live on June 10th, the Optimism Foundation has reverted to the network into back being a permissioned state after community-driven audits identified a number of bugs at varying levels of severity. So that's not good. They tried to reach out and become this layer 1, stage 1, because remember, Vital Dick, he's like, you got to become a stage 1 to be, not considered a layer 2 for Ethereum. So like, all right, we're going to go ahead and try it. Looks like they tried. Things didn't go so hot, but they're trying to get to that point. None of the vulnerabilities have been exploited, and users' assets are not or never were at risk. Price action for Optimism, not too bad lately. Let's check out OP. This is the token that powers the base ecosystem, which in my opinion is going to be one of the strongest performing asset sectors this bull market. This is opportunity zone for me. I'm looking forward to the trees here. I'm wanting price resets. This is the yearly graph you're looking at. That is in the red. This is... I need to refill my bag of this thing. Because look, it punched up to about $4.70. Now we've had a massive retracement back into these red zones. No, base hasn't stopped using OP. This thing is, it's going to really surprise people. And last cycle, I had really good luck with layer 2 projects, namely Polygon, and I had really good luck with Loopring, incidentally. Yeah. Loopring was a big mover. So what I did with my portfolio, let's talk about that. We got a few minutes left, and you waited all the way to the end, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So ICP. I have this bag of ICP floating around, lots of profits still in ICP. And yes, I still hold a bag, but essentially I hammered into ICP. What's this here? What is this? OP token. It does have a section of governance, but it's actually the token that's powering the base ecosystem in and of itself, beyond being a layer 2 rolling out cheaper gas fees for Ethereum. So now, this is where I hammered into ICP, right around $3.25 in this accumulation range. And then the oracle on my shoulder, my wonderful genius wife, let me know that she needed some profits to be taken. We bought a vehicle and built a small building on our property to create a cash flowing business. So I took profits right at around $15.50. Didn't catch the exact peak of 19 by any means, but it felt good to get near $16 per ICP token. We've had a strong price reflush, and I do think it's extra bullish for ICP to not have fallen all the way down to this original pump 2 moment. But like I said, for my specific instance, I was sitting on a lot of profits within it still. So what I did is I hopped over to Aerodrome, and I picked up another boatload of Aerodrome. So I'm feeling good about my Aerodrome bags, especially at this point. You can see this is Aerodrome. This is swaps within base. Again, I reiterate that base is going to be one of the fastest horses this race. And I went into Ondo. So I bought more Ondo finance tokens. I feel like both Aero and Ondo's graphs are criminally undervalued right now. Ondo is going to be the real world asset play of the century. And I think that loading up at 67 cents after the price reset feels pretty damn good. Another one that I bought is Aether. So I went in and picked up me a little bit of Aether. I got it on Uniswap. And really, Aether is a brand new release that has not had a Massive flush out immediately. I've been sitting here watching this graph. So I finally decided to pick up even more Aether. This is distributed GPU mining and computing power capabilities for Aether. If this dream and this rollout of AI is going to be a thing, you're going to see tons of private organizations that offer GPU power to massive companies go to the absolute moon. So that's my thesis behind Aether and Render and IO.net as well. And what was the other one I bought? I want Jupiter, because I want a good Solana play. I think Solana is going to be another very, very heavy mover. It's going to outpace Ethereum, in my opinion, as far as price action goes this cycle. And Jupiter fell back down into this opportunity zone. It released at 72 cents, currently at 77 cents. I look at that as a chance to get it for damn near what it released at. So I felt good about building out the Jupiter bag. And one more, Near protocol. Again, a layer one that's positioned itself to be one of the good, strong backbones as a layer one for AI to roll out. Again, we see it fall down to its original pump two moment. A little bit of settling down here from the huge altcoin sell-off. And it could go down to $3, could go down to $1.90. $1.90 was where I originally started buying Near protocol. And I feel just fine about this project because this is a 2025, mid 2025 sell target for this token. So Near, Ondo, Arrow, Jupiter, and Aether are the ones that I built out. And I'm going to be hopping on to 2bit to pick up some more of this flux, but I'm going to be watching this price graph to see if I can get it back down into this lower 50s range. See if it tests the lower part of this range and finds its level of support before it moves on up. What you got, Isaac?
Oh, nothing. I was just stretching.
You're just stretching. Fair enough.
We're about to go box.
We are about to go box. Let's go do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and then shout out to everyone in the chat. You guys share this video, smash the like, support the channel, pick yourself up a cold storage wallet. If you don't already have cold storage, if you're not already acting as your own bank, you need to do it. Code BASE10. Link down in the description. Take the power back. I made a short about if you can become your own bank, you can produce your own food, and you can provide your own personal safety for yourself and your loved ones. You are essentially ungovernable. So go ahead, take the power back. We have all the pieces of the puzzle to put together and bring the power back to humanity. And you guys smashing the like, sharing the stream, getting this message out to the masses helps me that much more. And I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart for the support in this channel and helping us grow to near 61,000 subscribers. We're going to be hitting 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Yeah. You feel it too?
Oh yeah, feel it.
All right,
feel
then.
it in the bones.
I like it. I like it, as Don Wu says. But shout out to Indie Halo, Kevin Parsons, Nicole Tato, good to see you back. Baden Tradfi, Saga Alpha Club, Sufficient Enough, George Martinez, I am Jay, Mark Vino, Seth Shepard, all the people, Jess, Jim, down in the Rumble, we got the real Bob from accounting. Whoa, Deadwood, what is up, dude? The real Bob from accounting, man. There's two of them. Randy Albright, you guys are absolutely awesome. I will never give up the fight for our freedom on every single aspect. Freedom of speech, freedom of our safety and security by taking it into our own hands, freedom of food, good food for your family, take care of their bodies. I'm hitting this from all different angles because you know what? We're up against a 30-headed hydra that wants to take our freedoms away at every single level. So we have to lever up. We have to get harder. We have to get faster. We have to get stronger. And with your support, we're going to do it. So I appreciate all you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care.
Love y'all. Peace.